So yesterday I spent most of the fourth scanning the market and just picking up on more of the sentiment and aspect of, is this the top of crypto, or does crypto have more potential this specific cycle to go higher? And no matter what I truly believe, the resolve and the catalyst that we have ahead of us, it only makes sense that we continue to go higher, right? Now, I'm very, very bullish on a few projects, right? I'm bullish on Peak. I'm bullish on Zabet. I talk about Jasmy all the time, but Bittensor TAO is where my conviction is the strongest, right? This is where the bulk of my capital sits as far as my portfolio, and of course a few subnets as well. Very, very bullish on these subnets. As I've stated before, I believe that the TAO ecosystem is a marketplace, a economy, as Barry Silbert would say. It's the world wide web of AI, right? I did put this cryptic post here on X. Make sure that you guys follow me on X, altcoin Millie, 21 million TAO, 8 billion people, $1 trillion AI industry. And it brings me back to one of the biggest backers of the TAO ecosystem, which is Barry Silbert, the founder and CEO of the digital currency group DCG, and also the parent company Grayscale, which consistently shields TAO, and in fact, they hold a big bag of child. They have TAO as the number one AI protocol within artificial intelligence, right? And this is the same guy that was able to find Bitcoin at 11 bucks. So Barry Silbert, worth $3 billion, right? He turned $11 Bitcoin into a $3 billion industry, right? Or $3 billion empire, should I say, right? But he found Bitcoin at 11 bucks in 2012, right? And this is the same guy that feels TAO is the next Bitcoin, right? And I personally feel that there's going to be some groundbreaking artificial intelligence that stems from the TAO ecosystem. Between one of these subnets, currently it's 128 subnets. It's capped at 128 subnets. And speaking of that, I've been seeing a lot of subnets become more motivated, right? Because they know that that TAO is not going to be diluted. What Bittensor does is it incentivizes intelligence. It incentivizes people to build and produce either products and services in the AI economy. So in retrospect, this is a AI world, right? This is a world. Bittensor is a world specifically built for AI purposes, and a lot of my portfolio is built like that. Peak is specifically for the machine aspect, right? The physical robot aspect of artificial intelligence. I mean, I truly believe that artificial intelligence is going to be the most lucrative sector in all of assets, where we're talking about stocks, whether we're talking about crypto, right? Risk on assets. These are some of the TAO treasury companies that have been adding TAO tokens, right? Oblong, TAO, Synapgenics, and Safe Fellow. And within the TAO ecosystem, you have a lot of beautiful things happening. You got products working on decentralized science like Nova, right? That's doing things within the medical industry. You got infrastructure being built, cloud storage, compute storage, all different type of AI related products and services, all being minted within the Bittensor ecosystem, right? And it's one of the biggest Bitcoin whales, and they have been pushing TAO, right? Barry Silbert. So I'm a big fan of what TAO can become. It has some pretty big names behind it, and it just makes sense for anybody involved, right? I talk about Subnet 93 Bitcast all the time, where as an influencer, you can create a miner, right? And make content based off briefs and earn TAO. TAO is a asset that I don't plan on selling, because I view it like Bitcoin, right? I plan on taking profits, but I'm not like in a rush to sell all my TAO, because I truly believe that we're buying TAO at a discount when we look at what it has to offer from a tokenomic standpoint. 21 million TAO available, same as Bitcoin. They even have halving cycles, right? And we're talking about AI itself being $1 trillion industry. What happens when you wake up, right? You wake up, most people go to their social media platform. You open up social media, and about 60% of what you see on social media right now is artificial intelligence. It literally is already happening, right? And we're being ushered into the age of AGI, right? Where soon robotics and artificial intelligence is just going to be part of everyday life. It's going to be normalized, right? You're going to walk around and see all types. We already got robo taxis, so just imagine when you walk around and you see the AI humanoids just there in person, right? We're going to get into a time when that happens, and all it's going to take is for Bittensor, this ecosystem, to capture 1 or 2% of this $1 trillion AI industry. And Billionaires betting on it. Barry Silver, who is a billionaire, is betting on it, and it's almost, it's almost like history repeats itself, right? Because he made the same type of bet on Bitcoin, and it played out. So I'm not working to shield TAO. I want you guys to have an understanding of why I have conviction on TAO, right? And why my resolve stay strong, because it's a marketplace for the biggest narrative in the world, right? Government is using AI, right? They replaced the IRS people with artificial intelligence, right? Department of Government is Efficiency, Doge, Elon, and what they Trump and with them, they were using AI, right? Like so many companies today are like embedded in the AI to the where Bill Gates is saying in the next 5 to 10 years, artificial intelligence will replace jobs. So you have to ask me, I'd rather be on the good side of history, right? I don't want to be on that side of history where it's like, damn, I had a chance to invest into AI at some point and I didn't, and I watched everybody who did invest make boatloads of money. Or damn, 5 to 10 years come and AI is literally fucking everywhere, and you sitting there like, man, I had a chance to invest into artificial intelligence when no one was talking about it. Like Millie was talking about this each and every day, but no one was talking about how massive artificial intelligence was going to be, right? Then we got a project that's being stewarded by a billionaire, like staring at us dead through the barrel, looking at you like right here, right? And hey, you can look at the subnets like, well, I want to be able to, you know, I want to be able to, I want to be able to stack TAO and do that type of stuff. Well, there's only 128 subnets here. You can see for yourself. There's only 120. I'll put them all up. So in comparison to something like Solana, where you gotta go through 1 million tokens just to find a diamond in the roughs, you can literally focus on one ecosystem, save yourself the stress, lock into everything Bittensor, and five gems, golden nuggets within this ecosystem. Because if you do the research, you talk to some of the teams, some of the people behind some of this stuff that you're looking at right now, you'll be amazed at some of the stuff that's being built on TAO. And the cool thing about TAO, like I was telling you about, like being an influencer, but like let's say you're just a dev and you're deving some shit up, right? Right. The cool thing about TAO is the more that people like whatever you're working on and building, the more TAO you will be incentivized to further build out your ecosystem, to further incentivize what you're doing and even yourself. So it just makes sense, right? It just makes sense if you are in the trenches or you're in crypto and like, damn, everything is like every AI, everything, right? Why not lock into an ecosystem that's literally tailored for artificial intelligence and also being shielded by one of the richest people in the world, right? Barry Silver's being shielded by one of the richest people in the world. Now, looking at TAO from a chart perspective, very, very healthy chart. I think that if we get an altcoin season, this project is going to go really, really close to a $100 billion market because it has an institutional interest. It has institutional pull. They have real stocks that's listed, right? That's public, openly adding TAO to the treasuries, similar to what we see from Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, guys, hopefully you got an understanding of TAO. Like I said, one of the biggest Bitcoin whales who owns DCG, right? And they also had a subsidiary, Yuma Group, Yuma, which is helping startups within the Bittensor, that's helping startups within the Bittensor ecosystem. So Barry Silbert also owns Yuma, and I think they have like 3 or 4 subnets. So what they do is they invest into subnet startups, right? That they believe in. They see a subnet, they add it to the Yuma group and they help it grow, right? They help it get, noticed by the masses. So not only does he have Grayscale, which he owns as well, and holds TAO, and he's very bullish on TAO, but he also created a sideshow, right? He created like a little, what's it called? Yeah, a little sideshow called Yuma Group. Actually, I can pull it up for you guys so you can see it for yourself. Yuma, right here. And they have a few subnets as well. So they're like one of those companies that help startups, right? Like angel investors, right? Accelerating decentralized intelligence on Bittensor. So they're using, right, capital to provide awareness to subnets that are building real stuff, right? These are the subnets that's powered by the Yuma group here of subnet 55, 6, 10, 42, 44, 58, 59, 60, 61, 70, 96, 72, and subnet 54. Guys, do your research on Yuma, DCG, Grayscale. See how big TAO is becoming from an institutional standpoint. Chart looks good, and if we do roll into this blow off top in this potential altcoin season, this is one of the projects that I have full confidence that will do very, very well. And they also have many projects within the ecosystem. Let me know what you think about TAO. It's your boy Crypto Millie. I'll see you in the next one.